Hey everybody, welcome back to another fantastic episode of Ready to Die Fighting. I'm Kris. Okay, I guess Nate's not in this video. And today I am doing a little bit of work on the bike, and so I thought I would show you what I'm doing. Yesterday I was doing some repairs. His brakes, he had some sort of issue here with his brakes, and so I needed to, I basically took these arms off of my old bike and put them onto Nate's bike, so now his brakes work pretty good. However, when I was doing that, I noticed that he's got a little bit of fraying here, his little end cap came off, and also, and this is the more concerning part, I don't know how well you guys can see that, but this housing is split open and it's really rusty there. So let me show you. See that? And so that's not good. So this isn't a repair that would likely, leave you stranded. You probably won't be needing to replace this on the side of the road anywhere, but it's definitely something that if you notice it, you should probably take care of it and prevent some potential problems. And so this is a pretty simple repair. You just have to get a replacement. So there's two parts to this. There's the housing, which is the black part, and then there's the actual cable that's inside this housing. And you know what? Actually, it's just, maybe this isn't that bad, but I'm going to replace it anyway. Because it's deteriorating, and that's no good. And so what you need to do is just go and get some new ones. And it's pretty inexpensive. The cable that goes on the inside is, I think it was $3 for each one. And so that's pretty cheap to me. I'm like, I only needed to replace this one, but for $3 each, I'm like, I might as well do both of them, right? And so I picked these up from REI. They sell them individually. You have to ask the people, or actually, no, you can go probably to any bike shop and they'll sell it to you. You have to go to the bike service area and ask them for it. It's not just on the shelves, but they will definitely sell it to you. And then they sell the housing by the foot. So you have to either measure or just kind of take a guess as to how long this is. And so I actually just measured with my hands, just kind of like, I think this was like 4 hands long. I can't remember exactly. And so I just went by that, and they gave me some housing. Make sure that they give you these, what are these called? I think ferrules. It's basically just like the little end cap that protects the end of the housing. So because the stuff isn't prepackaged, make sure they give you those. There shouldn't even be a charge for them. They're just these little metal. Sometimes they're black, sometimes they're chrome. And you put those on the end cap after you cut it. You also want to have these little crimper guys. And so you only need 1 or 2 of them, depending on how many you are replacing, I suppose. And that just goes on the end, and then you crimp it on, and that just keeps the end from fraying, and because that can be pretty sharp right there. That'll hurt if you hit that. So it keeps it from unfraying. It keeps you from getting stabbed with it. You don't need a lot of tools for this either. Most of it can just be done with your hands. However, there is one specialized tool that you need, and that is a cable cutter. This is Pedro's. It's a little bit cheaper than Park Tools. I like the yellow and black. I think it looks nice, but it was also cheaper, and it works just great. And so this is specifically for cutting these cables and housings. If you don't use cable cutters, like if you try to just use like some like a wire cut or whatever, it will smash this, and then your brake line won't move freely in there, and it could cause some problems. So this is like the one specialized tool that you need. I can't remember how much it was. I want to say $27 or so. If you have some other cable cutters, those will probably work too. But I got these specifically for biking stuff, and take care of them. Don't try to cut anything else with these except for your cables. That's it. That's the only thing you use these for, and they should stay nice and sharp and have them forever. So there we go. So let's get started. So the one that really needs to be replaced is this one. And let's see. All right, so I got my handy little pouch, and I did a video on the contents of this. You can check that out if you're interested. And I'm just going to use this. It's got all the tools I need aside from that cutter. Whew. And I like to just split it up in half, and just because it makes it a little easier to hold and use, makes it lighter. And I think this is a 5mm, if I remember. Yes. And so that's just an Allen wrench. You need that for a lot of the components on bikes. It's just a set of Allen keys. Metric, not standard.
Oh my god.
And so we just take that off.
That's sharp.
And slide that out. And so you keep this little boot. There's really no reason to replace that. I mean, if it's ripped up or something, go ahead, but there's nothing wrong with it. Looking at this, I kind of wish I had...
That's sharp.
I kind of wish I had bought a new little elbow thing just because it looks a little bit beat up. But maybe I can take the one off of my old bike. And so there's the old ferrule on there. I think these are called ferrules. If they're not called that, then my bad. And I'm just going to pull this housing off.
Oh my god. What are you doing?
So
you're a murderer.
this I'm going to use to measure out my new one.
What's that?
Cable housing.
That will hurt?
No.
There's something that you said it's sharp?
Yes, the end of this is pokey.
Don't touch it.
Alright, so I'm just going to do this the exact same length. Line it up. Boom, boom, boom.
Line it up. Boom, boom, boom.
And cut it right there.
And cut it right there. With those.
With these.
Are very dangerous.
They are not very dangerous. And
snap.
Snip.
Snap, go through. Yeah.
And now you want to make sure that you get a nice flat cut, and if it's not, then you can just neaten it up a little bit. And I didn't get completely flat there, so I was a little bit crooked, I think. Just do that, and then you should have a nice opening. It shouldn't be smashed, just be a nice circle. If you've got a awl or something pointy like that, you can use that just to make sure it stays open. Now, some of these are lubricated, others aren't. If you're reusing your old one, maybe you want to put a drop of oil in there, maybe you don't. Just kind of depends. This, to me, it looks like it already has some lubrication. It looks like it's got like a plastic sleeve in there, so I'm not going to put anything extra there.
Right.
Now, this should come out pretty easily. So if you pull the bar back, and then you should be able to, create some slack and open that up so that this is sticking out so you can access it. The more slack you create here, In my opinion, the easier it is. And now you should be able to just kind of slide and wiggle this free, like so. And then just pull it out. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so this is a repair that you probably don't need to do all of the time, but depending on how much you neglect your bike and how much you crash it and how much you're riding it, it might not be a bad idea to do once a year. So, you know, every spring or maybe at the end of the season, do all of your repairs and you know your bike is ready. This way. There we go. And now we can just line these up. Where is it? There we go. Ew, this is all dirty and stuff in here.
Let me see. And bent.
Yeah, it does seem to be bent.
Very bent. Very, very bent.
Because this does look kind of jacked up. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the old one off of my bike
And switch it to
and
yours.
switch it out is what I think I'll do. But let's just keep going on this part.
Oh, your old one. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So, so now you just run. Sorry, whoops. So now you take your housing and you just
poke it in
run
there.
it through there.
It's very fun.
Make sure you go through your ferrule. And then just poke it in there and slide it all the way through. And it's a slide nice and easy and smooth. Boom, boom, boom.
Put my feet up.
What? Sure. And then put that on. And so that will go like that, but I need to get that that nut on there. So, and then put the ferrule on this end. Make sure you don't forget those bad boys. Push it all the way. And now we just kind of, oh. This is kind of jacked up. I wonder if I can take it from, yeah. Let's see what I can salvage off of my bike for this child.
Savage. While you're at it, make sure to hit that subscribe and hit that bell.
There we go. That's on there nice. Where'd you put that little booty?
It's right there on the table.
Oh. And now at this point, I'm going to cut this a little long. It definitely doesn't need to be that long, but just to make it a little bit easier for me to manage. Like so. Put this little boot back on. And now you pull this. Nice and tight. I try to get it as close as I can without it rubbing. Oh, you know what? I probably shouldn't pull it too tight until I get this squared away.
The last time you did, it got tight.
So actually, let me do that part first. Forgot about that. Okay. All right. So here's some. This is just the Park Tool regular, like, lubricant grease. Polylube 1000. I don't know. It's just bike grease. And so I usually put this on basically anything that's threaded or where there's like contact points. I usually just put a few drops of grease. Now you don't want to go crazy with grease because grease does attract and collect and keep dirt. But I'm going to put some on here anyway. And just running around the threads a little bit. And now you see how this lines up to be open like that. So I can get that nice and lined up. And so this can come off and on without taking the whole thing apart. And so now I'm just going to tighten that up some. And I'm going to tighten it all the way. Not because I want it to be there necessarily, but just because I wanted to kind of make sure the threads are going all the way because it was there was some resistance there. And so I'm going to put it about at the halfway point. Stick that in there. Stick that in there. That boot there. And now I can tighten this up. Yep. So I'm going to make that nice and tight. And now you can adjust this. That. Yeah. And so now I can make some adjustments here to get that. So right now it works, but it's you got to do it all the way down. So let's make some adjustments here. And actually, I don't like that. I think I would rather. So you can use this to make adjustments to how tight things are and whatnot. But I think I would rather it be like right here. Let me try that one more time. I got a bunch of zip ties. Let me try this one more time. I'm gonna tighten that. And I'll leave it maybe roughly in the middle again. And I'm gonna put this kind of where I want it to be with the brakes completely engaged. So I think that's good. Right there. And then I'm gonna loosen this down here again. Pull that tight. So like once it's squeezed at that point, the brakes are fully engaged. And now I'm gonna tighten that down. Okay, that's better. I think maybe I wasn't tightening enough and it was slipping. Oh, I can make some adjustments here. Make them a little stiffer. Still not quite where I would personally want them, but quite frankly, I don't think Nate minds that much. So I'm just going to loosen that until it feels pretty good. And then once you have it about where you want it, there's this second ring. and that's what kind of locks it in place so it doesn't move. So get it right, see right there. I think that's good. And then you tighten that ring down all the way. And boom. We're done here. And that can just be hand tight. No need to use a wrench or anything there. And now we cut this. I'll leave a few inches just in case. Cut that nice and neat. And then you put your little end cap on. I can't find the little end cap. Where is it? Where is it? These little parts, man, you gotta be careful or they will disappear. And you just put that on, and I need some pliers. Oh, you didn't even see me put that on, did you? I don't have pliers. I don't even have anything I can use. All right. That is the one advantage of the Park tool over this one is that it has a built-in crimper. I think it's like back over here. So like after you cut, you can crimp these little parts on. The Pedro's doesn't have that, but this is significantly cheaper. And so if you have needle nose pliers or any kind of pliers really, that doubles as a crimper. So to me, it didn't make sense to pay extra for that crimping feature when, you know, there's other means. And realistically, this is just kind of like a little bonus thing. You know, you can ride the bike just fine without it. So put that on there. I'm gonna go grab some crimping to you. And so here's like some actual crimpers. Here's some needle nose pliers. I'm going to try out the actual crimpers. See how well they work with that. You just squeeze, and now it is on there. Isn't coming off. Isn't hurting my little baby hand. And now brakes are solid. Boom. And that's it. I'm going to do the same thing for the rear. Not going to show you that because it's the exact same process. Hopefully this video was helpful to you. If it was, please leave some comments if you think I was doing something wrong or if you got an easier way to do this or questions. I'll try to answer them if I can. Like and subscribe, please. And I'm going to try to do more videos on bike repairs as we do repairs.
And as you guys know, this lady likes us.
This lady does. And you want to be like her. And also, if you want to be gifted one of our homemade almost MREs, make sure you go to that video where we dehydrate, show you how we dehydrate some meals, and you can make your vote whether you would like the pasta meal or the rice meal. And Nate is going to pick the comment that he likes the most, and we will, if you're in the United States anyways, we will mail you out a one of our dehydrated meal packages that we're doing. So do that. It's our first giveaway, and we'll probably do some more giveaways over the summer just because why not? We got to get some t-shirts. I know, we're going to do this.
And some sweatshirts.
We'll do some, maybe we'll get some hoodies for the winter and some t-shirts for the summer. We got to get on that. Nate has been really wanting some t-shirts, so, and
we'll give you some shorts too.
We'll give you a whole wardrobe.
Yeah, give you a t-shirt, a shirt,
some socks, some underwear.
Not underwear, some shorts, a hat.
Yeah.
Anything you can think of.
I don't know about a bike. We're going to be making our own bikes. I don't know about all that, but Nate has been wanting some t-shirts. And so my baby gets whatever he wants. Okay, so if he wants t-shirts, we're gonna get him some t-shirts. So like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you can hear when we get our t-shirts. They're gonna look cool. That's probably the reason why we don't have t-shirts yet, is because I have not finalized the design. Because these have to be like some awesome looking t-shirts. I'm not wearing no ugly t-shirt.
We're
Okay.
gonna be famous using.
All right, I'll catch you guys in the next video.